And I think that one of the things that I learned this year in 2025 is about changing mindset, certain aspects of my mindset. And I want to say that one of them is prioritizing time,
Mm.
because not only do we have the business, but I work full time and we have family, and there's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are times when, I feel a little burnt out and we talk about taking care of ourselves and self-care. But I think it's really, really important that my mindset going into 2026 is really understanding what prioritizing my time means and looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about for yourself?
Yeah. There's a few, but I think I want to unpack that one a little bit because that's really important. That's a really important thing because, life happens, right? Like, there's so much, as you said, with us, our family, you with your work, and in part of the business also, we have speaking engagements. We get asked to do different things. Life happens. And so we have to be intentional with taking time out, right? For each other. So I think you and I do a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. We take time out for each other. So if you're in a relationship, marriage, long-term relationship, it's important. Make that, intentional. Make that a goal of yours, that you're going to be intentional with the relationships that you have, right? To spend time, quality time, take time even for yourself. That's really important, right? You mentioned not self-help, but like self-care, right? That's really, really important. One of the other things that I learned this year in 2025 and carrying over is just to cut the noise, right? We've talked about that sometimes.
Yeah.
There's so much happening around the world. It's very stressful right now with the economy and tariffs and all of that going on. And what I often say, and I've applied this to myself, to us, even though it's just, be aware. Let's be aware of what's going on, but let's cut out that noise. Let's not get so engulfed in it that we get discouraged, and it starts to freak us out, and our decisions are based on the noise, right? So cut out the noise and just focus on what we have to do, whether it's in your business, within your family, self-care, as you mentioned, and all of that. Right?
Yeah,
So,
that's a lot there, because I think when you say cut out the noise, for me, that means in business, let's say, you're going to have people with different opinions and perspectives. And again, it applies in personal also. And you have to not feel bad if you decide to let go of certain relationships. So if there's a collaboration that's not working from a professional standpoint and you need to let that go, say thank you, be grateful, and move on. And it'd be the same in personal life. Not everybody is meant to be in your life and doesn't always add to your best self. And so you may need to just cut those relationships in order for yourself to move on and move into what you really need to be doing. So, I think that's another thing that for me shifted for me this year also, because I know that on the side, because of the speaking engagements that I do, I advocate for women a lot. And so I'm doing a lot of speeches for women's empowerment. And I realized that that's my passion. But then, I was kind of on the fence of really what did I want to be doing, and what did I want to do for that to be unique or specialized in some way. And there are certain relationships that I need to foster, and there are others that just won't work. They're not going to help me move to the next level. And so I have to let that go, and I have to stop worrying about what other people think. I really have to think about what's in my best interest, but will also help me to enhance what I need to do so that I can give back and help others. Like, what is the best way for that to happen? So whether there's certain relationships I hold on to or let go, that's all a part of it. And don't feel guilty for doing that.